The IFCA is a new financial hub on the international arena. It is the place that focuses on leading technologies, implementing the latest methods of regulation, and successfully using the English common and international laws. Watch the program Astana International Financial Center to learn more. In today's episode, the UN project, the Green Economic Initiative, the volume of the market of ecological financial instruments, the role of the IFCA in the green economy of Kazakhstan. Within the Industrial Revolution 4.0, the world around us is rapidly digitizing. The sphere of finance is no exception. The management of cash flows and payments is massively transferred to online platforms. Transformation of transactions, introduction of new services, integration with cryptocurrencies, crowdfunding, and other novelties often become a headache both for sellers and buyers. To successfully merge into a new reality, we all need to clearly understand what is happening around us, how payment spheres are changing and how barriers are leveled in the process of industry digitization, what new standards are being created in the field of fintech. Fintech, or financial technology, is a fast-growing global industry that creates innovative solutions in the financial services market. These solutions are user-friendly. Only last year, investors from the EU invested more than $1 billion in the fintech companies and about the same amount in the US. The reason was obvious: such solutions are in great demand among small and medium-sized enterprises, which are the foundation of national economies. And one of the unspoken rules of the financial sector argues the more the cash turnover in the country, the poorer it is.
У нас есть стратегический интерес развивать Казахстан. Мы видим в этой стране большой потенциал.
We have a strategic interest in developing Kazakhstan. We see strategic potential in this country. If you look at statistics, roughly speaking, 15% of all payments are serviced by electronic format around the world, and 75% are in cash. In Kazakhstan, the coefficient is approximately the same. We believe that a decrease in the turnover of cash payments allows the country to become more transparent, efficient, and rich.
Более эффективной и более богатой.
The digitalization level in Kazakhstan's banks often outperforms foreign ones. The banking sectors in the US and the EU continue to be rather conservative. And Kazakhstan is a country of reformers, therefore the fintech sector here is not only for the developing private business. Thus, one of the IFCA's priority is the promotion of financial technologies. The main task is to create the most favorable conditions and quality infrastructure for the development of a new market.
Для этого нужно для них создавать специальную среду, специальную.
For this, it is necessary to create a special microenvironment, a regulatory framework for them to start working not only in Kazakhstan but also in the Central Asian region.
Это в Центральноазиатском регионе.
IFCA's work includes the formation of an independent legal and regulatory infrastructure, the creation of a special center for financial technologies where an office space will be located for fintech companies and individual entrepreneurs and engineers. But not all innovative financial products that are potentially convenient and beneficial for customers are regulated by law. This is where the regulatory sandboxes come to the rescue.
При регуляторе мы создали регулятивную песочницу. Что это значит?
As part of the regulator, we created a regulatory sandbox. These include new technologies that change the established business models that we test here. And together with the regulator, the IFCA's Financial Services Regulation Committee, we work with such startups. There are big companies among them that make completely new innovative products, and then we sit down with them and decide what type of a license we need to issue.
Какого вида они лицензии им нужно выдать.
The regulatory sandbox is a tool for creating conditions for work in which banks and companies can test new innovative technologies and services in a limited environment without the risk of violating the financial legislation. The regulator, in this case the IFCA, together with the participants in the experiment, will study the new technology and find out whether it is necessary to change the regulation in the future. The regulator can make an informed decision based on the results of the experiment.
Бұл ретте Астана халықаралық қаржы орталығы бізге жаңа технологиялардың бизнес үшін қандай жаңа технологиялар қажет?
IFCA provides us with a feedback which is needed for business now, what technologies are in demand, what tools are needed in Kazakhstan's financial sphere. Thus, it gives us the opportunity to prepare those professionals that will be in demand on the market.
Кәсіби мамандарды дайындауымызға мүмкіндік береді.
As we have already said, the regulatory sandbox works under the strict supervision of the IFCA. The center controls the companies during the experiment and makes sure that consumer interests are at the forefront. Companies in turn should inform the regulator about each step of their work. The sandbox is encouraging more fintech experiments so that promising innovations can be tested in the market and have a more receivable approach in Kazakhstan and abroad. The regulatory sandbox will enable financial institutions as well as fintech players to experiment with innovative financial products or services in the production environment, but within a well-defined space and duration. It shall also include appropriate safeguards to contain the consequences of failure and maintain the overall safety and soundness of the financial system. A Chinese company, Thai Cloud Corporation, is now considering the possibility of participating in the IFCA sandbox and preparing applications for registration. Thai Cloud unites enterprises of blockchain technology, fintech consortium, and the Center for Applied Programs. Thai Cloud Corporation has successfully set up a sandbox in Ganzhou, China. Ganzhou Blockchain Sandbox is China's first regulatory sandbox built in July 2017. The regulatory sandbox mainly uses registration form to supervise. This regulatory model uses blockchain technology to build a database for financial transaction by deploying regulatory links in the financial platform to collect data, then reporting it to regulators. In particular, some data like financial transactions and trading contracts will be used as proof for transaction dispute. Hence, we expect that Astana Sandbox would be based on the strategic direction of IFCA. By implementing liberal and flexible regulatory policy, it will control risk better and form a good environment for financial innovation, which can create new opportunities to attract global financial technology companies and investment to Kazakhstan and even Central Asia, and promote the construction of the Astana International Financial Center. One of the key elements of new financial technologies is a blockade. Simply put, this is a kind of card file where data about any operations is recorded and in a special way encrypted. The advantage of the system is that, firstly, the records in the first file cabinet are extremely difficult to forge. It will require to rewrite the whole encrypted file cabinet entirely. And secondly, the data on making any new entries into it almost immediately appear in records of all pensions involved. For the first time, this technology was used to issue cryptocurrency Bitcoin, the market capitalization of which at once exceeded $35 billion. Another objective of the IFCA is to support entrepreneurship programs, attract local and foreign companies and financial technology development institutions. The fact is that states that adopt the digital rules of the game can benefit from the market trend, adding a surcharge for the human factor. In addition, fintech companies implement a support office concept and optimize various solutions for financial portfolio management. Today, independent small companies are able to reach the technological scale of the large firms. In addition, in the small and medium-sized enterprises segment, SMEs, the level of customer service and internal administration can be problematic, and this is where the digital age tools can reduce costs, increase work efficiency, automate processes, and enable the most effective use of available resources. That is why the IFCA is interested in small startup projects. Thus, several dozen of the world's largest companies agreed to support the development of Finnish financial startup companies in Kazakhstan.
Сегодня наши глобальные вендоры, как MasterCard, Amazon, Microsoft, они предоставляют бесплатно.
IFCA, together with technology industry partners, provides free infrastructure platforms so the students' startups don't have to spend on equipment.
Кому-то там клаудовые решения нужны.
In addition, IFCA will launch innovative laboratories that will provide fresh ideas. Thus, the IFCA and the Almaty Management University agreed to establish a laboratory for the development of financial technologies. The laboratory will study innovative solutions in the field of financial technologies, train personnel, and launch pilot fintech projects in Kazakhstan.
Впервые в Казахстане открываем специальную лабораторию, где мы будем тестировать такие.
For the first time in Kazakhstan, we will open a special laboratory where we will test and verify how many of these projects would work in Kazakhstan's reality, in what form, what changes will be needed in the legislation, where the IFCA can help in supporting and amending the legislative acts. Development of science in Kazakhstan is not as developed as in some other countries, but in adverse economic conditions, the question of effectiveness of financing or financial technologies is especially problematic. According to some experts, fintech can be interesting not only from the point of view of economic effects. The export potential of products and services in the financial sector is strongly limited because of the difference in regulation of the different countries. That is why the IFCA managed to find a mentor who will support the students of the new laboratory.
Мы считаем, что сам по себе потенциал Казахстана, он в людях, и развитие этого потенциала будет способствовать.
We believe that Kazakhstan's potential is in its people, and the development of this potential will contribute to the industry. For us, it is more a matter of corporate responsibility, but there is an opportunity to offer students practical areas for the realization of their educational interest.
Для реализации их каких-то образовательного интереса.
Experience of international companies shows that for traditional financial institutions, it is often not beneficial to create fintech labs and to be innovative. This attempt to reform the banking sector might not be successful. As an alternative to experiments within the financial institutions, IFCA offered to cooperate with an independent laboratory. This model of interaction with fintech allows financiers to save time and select the best solutions that already exist on the market instead of hiring employees who are just starting to develop innovative products.
Опыта у нас особого именно в Казахстане нету, да? И здесь мы будем опять-таки идти так, как получится. Но получиться, по идее, должно. Потому что есть здесь у нас хороший...
We have no experience in Kazakhstan. It is something new, and we will just go with the flow. For now, there is a good alliance between three groups of interests: business, government, and education. The state provides an educational platform. Almaty University participates with students and teaching staff, while business provides finances and assigns applied business tasks.
Так и сделать непосредственные какие-то прикладные бизнес-задачи.
In turn, companies do not intend to confine themselves to only one university. According to Genyat Isin, for a more rapid development, it will be even more beneficial to organize joint events where startups from different areas of software development will work together to solve a mutual problem.
В частности, мы можем попробовать на этой базе провести что-то вроде хакатона для разработки.
In particular, we can try to conduct on this basis something like a hackathon for the development of software applications of financial, which in the future can be claimed by real financial institutions. Now we see it so. It's new and we can not exactly predict how this will develop, but we have to start it, because Kazakhstan is unfortunately not at the forefront in many respects.
Многим параметрам, к сожалению, сейчас не находится на передовых позициях.
Financial technologies reduce barriers for the newcomers to enter the market and increase entrepreneurial activity not only in the financial sector. The fashionable trend among investors towards fintech startups continues growing throughout the world. It has been going on for several years. Politically, Kazakhstan is a strong and reliable partner of China. Together, we have common understanding of global needs and long strategic cooperation. In the future, we should work together to boost both our economies. The Kazakh economy has seen tremendous progress over the past 2 decades, and in that time, Astana has drawn a strong attention from across the globe. As for Kazakhstan's young capital, Astana itself is a wonder. It has grown so fast, and it held the Expo 2017 World Exhibition. More importantly, the Astana International Financial Center is a financial hub for Central Asia, connecting Asia and Europe, where it is promising to establish a leading international financial center. That is why we choose IFCA. We have faith that this is the best decision ever made. Experts believe that fintech can be interesting not only from the point of view of economic effects. Perhaps these technologies will allow solving national security issues in a broad sense. This can be, for example, providing protection from the cyber threats, improving sustainability and independence of the country's financial system. At a meeting dedicated to digitalization, President Nursultan Nazarbayev said, "The financial sector, as the most sensitive to advanced technologies, already widely applies digital solutions. It is necessary that it continues to remain in the forefront of this process. The AIFC faces the task of promoting new financial technologies and tools.